Hey guys, what is up? This is Yannis, and today on this episode, we have here with us Glenn Ackerman. Glenn Ackerman is the founder and developer of the most powerful personal change program on the world. He's someone that comes from the background of personal development, human potential, and he made his breakthrough creating an amazing program. He basically been coaching people online. He's been coaching celebrities on Hollywood and some of the biggest celebrities and influencers on this world. So, Glenn, it's a great pleasure having you here.
Thank you, Yannis. Thank you for having me.
It's absolutely great. And to begin with, I'd like you to share a few things about who you are, what do you do, and what's your story, basically.
Okay, well, that's a lot. I'm the founder and developer of a training, as you mentioned, called Energy Awareness Training. And Energy Awareness Training is a map into how our energies work. And this work is so important because, as you mentioned, I have a background in personal development and training in human potential and spirituality and energy healing and all kinds of things. And I was doing that to be able to heal myself of stuff that I knew had been plaguing me ever since I was a kid. So I grew up in a pretty tumultuous household where there was a lot of love, but there was a lot of anxiety and stress and worry, and I couldn't wait to get out of there. But little did I know, even though I left all that anxiety and trauma and stress, it didn't leave me, and I took it out into the world with me. So like many of you, we go out into the world as young men and we want to make our fortunes and, meet our dream girl and get on with our life. And I noticed patterns that would take me close to where I wanted and then pull me back, or situations that I would do everything I could to get it going one way and it ends up going on the other way. And I thought, man, there's something going on here, because as much as I try to improve myself, there seems to be some kind of force or energy or something that's pulling me back. So I became a trainer in many different disciplines. Too many to mention here, but if it's been in the last 20 years, I know about it. And from spirituality to healing, energy work, to neuro-linguistic programming, to quantum science, etc. All these things, trying to figure out, how do I get better? How can I get that thing, whatever that thing is? Maybe it's your low confidence, or maybe it's the voice in your head that's tormenting you, or maybe it's just the way you feel. I knew that there was more, and I knew that I was capable of more. So during this process, and make a long story short, I was able to discover the world of energy as it pertains to changing us, how the world works, how our perceptions work. And this was work. Parts of it have been around for thousands of years, but no one had ever been able to put all the missing parts together so that we could make real radical personal changes and eliminate fear, eliminate anxiety, eliminate worry, eliminate any kind of the emotional issues that we have, the emotional suffering that we have. And after I was able to do it for myself, then I started helping other people, and it just kind of morphed into a practice here when I here in my office in West Hollywood, where people would hear about me and they'd contact me, and they knew someone else and knew someone else, and just kind of thing grew organically. And then Hollywood started hearing of me, and I started working with some notable celebrities in the field, and some of them are happy to talk about their work. Some of them want their privacy. So it wasn't until I met a major influencer in the online world who wanted to tell all the world about my work, that I shifted from working in my office here to moving online. So we've moved online, and energy awareness training, the capacity to discover hidden energies and do something about them, which is the core of why people don't change, is a message that's catching on. I have students all over the world now, and I just want to get this information out, not just information, the training methods, so people know you don't have to suffer one more minute, that emotional suffering by and large can be eliminated. And 99 of the things that we suffer for emotionally, whether it's breakups or job change or financial situation or health problems, all of those things are unnecessary if you energetically aware. And we'll be talking more about that, I guess, in our interview today, Yannis.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. And I couldn't agree more, actually, about what you said. And I never thought about it, that way, and I want you to, if you can, to a little bit expand on this, because at some point you mentioned that energy is the core of, every kind of change and any kind of transformation. Can you expand on it a little bit? Because I'm trying to conceptualize this thing, and I'd love to hear more about it, basically.
Okay. Well, if you remember in high school, in science class, your professor told you that everything is energy. Everything in this world is energy. We're all molecules in motion. Everything from our bodies to the things we see to the things that we don't see. And I had the revelation of understanding that not only is everything energy, but we're living in an energetic world. And we as human beings we send energy and we receive energy back. And as I was able to explore the world of energy healing, science, what the latest teachings in quantum physics as it relates to development, I began to see that I began to see and learn how to read invisible energies. And why this is so important is that everything we do in life is an energetic exchange. We're having one right now. People are listening to me. You have an energetic exchange when you go to work. You have an energetic exchange when you date your girlfriend or boyfriend. You have an energetic exchange every day in your health. So what I recognize is that we're living in an energetic world and having to deal with energetic functions and laws, and no one ever told us. No one ever told us that there are energetic laws that we have to be aware of, of course, because if we don't, we're going to suffer. No one told us of the way the structure of things work. So one of the teachings that I portray is the understanding that by and large, we live in a three-dimensional world. That's pretty much what everybody agrees on. What we can see, what we can hear, and what we can feel. But science says that there's 10, maybe 12 or more dimensions of reality. So if that's the case, then we're only really seeing maybe about 20% of what's going on. And this is why people make mistakes and they suffer, because we don't see the whole picture. So when we're choosing, marriage, for example, well, I don't know where you live, but here in the United States, the national divorce rate is 50%. In California, it's almost 70%. Now, those people didn't get married with the intention they were going to get divorced, right? They went around in the three dimensions. Go, looks good, sounds good, feels good. Okay, let's do it. And then they proceed with the wedding, or it doesn't have to be just a wedding. It could be a business deal, could be an investment, could be anything that you enter into, not knowing the whole picture. So everything's great in the beginning, and then trouble ensues. And then the situation goes from what you wanted to what you didn't want. And then the aftermath is usually separation, regret. Oh, why did I do that, etc. And then you look back and you go, you know what? I should have known. There were warning signs. There were warning signs, and I didn't listen. Oh, well, my question is, why didn't you listen? Somebody says, you know what? My inner voice said, don't do it. It said, no, don't do it. And I didn't listen. Oh, well, why didn't you listen? We didn't listen because we're not trained on how to access higher dimensions and higher dimensional energy. So one of the things that we teach in energy awareness training is to expand your perception of energy, to be able to read not just what you see, but especially what you don't see. Because energy, by and large, I'm talking our thoughts, feelings, emotions, behaviors, etc., that's our personal energy. But it's true of all energy. Energy has a power, it has a purpose, it has a direction, it has a frequency, and it gives off information. So understanding that everything that we're dealing with gives off information. You meet somebody new, you shake hands, you go, yeah, I like that guy's energy. You just met him. Or you go into a party and you stand and you go, yeah, I like the vibes here. Vibe, frequency, energy. That's the way us as living beings, not just humans, but animals do the same thing. They're constantly going, is this safe? Is this not safe? Is this what I want to do? Is what I want to do? So when you become energetically aware, it's like being able to have X-ray vision, so to speak, because you're able to see things that other people can't see. You're able to do things that other people can't do because you're able to perceive and know the situation that most people can't. And this comes with being energetically aware and understanding how the hidden energies work.
Yeah, boom. That's amazing. And I can actually think about similar examples like the one that you mentioned. For example, when you're dating or when you're meeting or flirting with a new girl or boy, you kind of feel the energy that the other person has, all right? And the same goes with your partners in the business world, all right? You shake someone's hand, and sometimes you can tell from the get whether this person is dangerous or not. But I want to understand basically what is this energy like, because I remember that you mentioned about high vibration and low vibration in one of your videos. Can you discuss a little bit about those two things a little bit more as well?
Well, inside us, we have a lot of different energies. And what I'll say that is we have a lot of different things trying to influence us. We have a part of us that wants us to be in shape and wants us to be in good health. And we have another part of it that likes to, eat food that's not good or partake in party favors that aren't good. And part of us wants to be, in a committed, loving relationship. And the other part of us wants us to be free to be able to date whoever we want. And so we have this confliction going on inside us. So these are what I call the hidden energies. And we are constantly being influenced by these hidden energies based upon the energy that we hold inside ourselves. So every day that we live, we're taking on energy. We're sending out energy, and we're taking on energy. And there's a lot of different frequencies, but I'm able to boil it down under two headings, which I call simply high frequency or high vibrational energy, and low frequency or low vibrational energy. Now, the high vibrational energy is the energies that we want: happy, joyous, free, abundant, blessed, loving, happy, fulfilled, all that stuff. That's what we want. But there's another factor too, and that is there's a low vibration energy: anxiety, worry, stress, doubt, fear, self-sabotage, self-attack, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's the energy that we don't want. So one of the mysteries of life is we want to be over here, but so much of the time we end up over here. Why? We have a voice in our head that is just sometimes just merciless, that treats us awful. Where'd that voice come from? How does it work? And if I don't want to listen to it, how do I get rid of it? These are very important points that no one ever talked to us about. As an example, this voice used to when I went to a new school, I went to a couple of different schools when I was growing up. Every time I go to a new school, this voice would say, "Nobody likes you. Nobody here wants to be your friend. You just better hang out by yourself before somebody comes over and beats you up." Man, where did that come from? It's just negative. But I believed it. If I had this thought that said, "You're no good, nobody likes you, better stay by yourself," I went, "Oh, I guess nobody likes me. because I have a thought that nobody likes me and nobody wants to be my, I better go away. And one of the greatest realizations in energy awareness training is that our thoughts are not our own, which means that they can be hacked into. I bet no one ever told you that. Your thoughts can be hacked into. You're not in control of it all. And that's why people suffer, because they believe their thoughts. Now here's an example. I'm driving across the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm from San Francisco. And as I drive over the Golden Gate Bridge, if you've ever done it, there's ongoing cars going 50 miles an hour. And the only thing that separates these cars, these little cones, at least it was when I was there. So I'm driving along, and I'm listening to the voice in my head going, wow, what a beautiful day it is. Yeah. The voice, yeah, the car's running pretty good. Yeah. Hey, you're probably going to get there early. Yeah. Why don't you drive in the ongoing traffic and see what happens? Yeah. What? Drive in the ongoing traffic? That's suicide. What? Where'd that thought come from? Whoa. That's not my thought. That's coming from somewhere else. And where did it come from? So when I recognized, I went, I better watch what I'm thinking. And this is part of the awareness, what we call energy awareness training, to be aware of the energetic processes that are taking place inside us. Now, I was saying this is that the energy is like an iceberg. You see 10% of it above the water, 90% of it is below the water. And the Titanic wasn't sunk by the 10% it could see, right? It was sunk by what? The 90% that it couldn't see. So we have a saying here that says, that which we can see, we can control. But that which we can't see controls us. Mm-hmm. And I'm here to say that most, if not all, human beings have issues that they're dealing with that feel out of control. Issues. What do I mean by an issue is a behavior or a pattern that continues on, and you've tried to deal with it, and you just couldn't do it. That's what I call issues. And those patterns, they don't go away by just willpower, because it's an actual energy that's inside you that you can feel. So, sometimes when people are stressed, they go, it's like they feel it right in the gut here, because literally that's the location of where that stuck energy is. So what we do is we're energetically aware. One of the first things I teach my students to do is to be able to recognize the different energies, to recognize if something's high vibration or low vibration. And it gets, some things are obvious, but other times you really got to be able to tell which one's which. But you better be able to tell which one's which, because the energetic laws that affect you is the high vibration energy, or the good stuff, will attract more good stuff. However, the low vibration energy, the stuff you don't want, that also attracts more of the same. So this is why it's so important to, first of all, recognize the energies externally as well as internally, and then have different ways and methods to be able to alter and move that energy. That's what we'll be talking about, I guess, in a bit.
Nice one. Can you basically give us an example? Like, for example, how can I be more aware of someone's energy apart from my gut and, what I might think about this person? Is there any way I can kind of train myself to understand who he really truly is?
Yes. And it's a training. It's not something you can just flip on, but you can start the process. So this is what I do. As I mentioned, I teach my students to be able to recognize the hidden energies and the two headings of the high vibration and low vibration. Now, most of us, we don't need any help with the high vibration. We don't need it, because you're feeling good. You're never having a great time with your friends and going, I'm in high vibration energy. Well, I do that, but people don't do that. It just comes natural. Happiness, joy, peace, friendship, love, it's all natural. But what happens is it can slide over. And another energetic law that I teach that is very important to know is the law of duality. The law of duality, which means if there's an up, there's a down. If there's a left, there's a right. If there's a good, there's a bad. If there's a right, there's a wrong. If there's a male, there's a female. There's polar opposites of what's taking place. So you have to recognize that in this world, in this energetic world, we're living in a world of duality. So while we want to stay in high vibrational energy, we got to deal with low vibration energy too. So when you're aware of how the energy works, especially the low, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of this will really illustrate the point. So I had a new student a couple of years back, and he came to me and he wanted to learn energy awareness training. So like the first thing I did was I taught him, I said, these are the traits of high vibration. These are the traits of low vibration, which dark, stuck, secretive, sneaky, anger, worry, doubt, fear, lust, obsessive compulsive, etc. These are energies that are in a low vibration energy. Now, what did you guys just learn? Low vibration energy attracts more low vibration. High vibration attracts more high vibration, right? Okay, but sometimes they don't tell you which one they are. They don't have a sign that says, "Hey, I'm high. This is low. This is low. This is no." You got to figure it out for yourself. So what happened was this student was working at it was a brokerage firm, some kind of finance thing where they sold these stocks or securities. And so I taught him the low vibration and the high vibration. And then a couple of weeks later, he says, I've been studying the high vibration and low vibration, and that low vibration energy sounds like my boss. I go, really? He goes, yeah, man, it's secretive and closed down and kind of sneaky, and he's like a real weirdo. But the company's doing really great, and but I have a feeling about that. And I said, well, I don't give advice, but just understand low vibration attracts low, high attracts high. So he thought about it for a couple of weeks, and he came back and he said, you know what? I quit my job. I go, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, because I know that boss is low vibration energy, and you teach that low vibration energy will eventually create suffering. And I don't want to suffer. And I said, well, that's true. And yet you never know how long it's going to take before the suffering kicks in. Sometimes it kicks in immediately. Sometimes it takes years for it to kick in. He said, oh, well, I said, yeah, but I said, so make your own decision. Well, he decided to go with it. Now, we live in a world of cause and effect, but we're also under the influence of time and space. So the reason why, people will do low vibration energy stuff like steal or hurt other people because they think they can get away with it because we live in space time. But one of the things you understand with energy awareness training is these energies must attract the same energy. So it has a purpose. It is power. So purpose, low vibration energy. What's the purpose? To make you suffer, keep you out of high vibrational energy. It has a direction. It's going down. It has a frequency, and it gives off information. So it was given my student was getting information from his boss. Okay, now he chose to quit the job. So he comes for his lessons. He's coming every week, and a month into it, I said, how's it going? He goes, well, the place is still there. Everybody's making money. My coworkers are telling me I'm the big idiot for quitting the job. I said, oh, okay. Second month, how's it going? Place is still there. Everybody thinks I'm an idiot for. Third month comes, and he's going, I don't know about these energetic laws, Glenn. It's like maybe I was too hasty. I said, energetic laws never fail. It's just a matter of time. 3 weeks later, that office was shut down for some kind of security violation. and everybody who had anything to do with it got their assets frozen, and he escaped it, I think, by about 30 days. 30 days made a difference between whether he was still associated with them or not. Well, he comes into his next lesson going, energetic laws never fail. Energetic laws never fail. So that's an example of understanding the system, understanding how things work. So you have, when we have problems or we have challenges, we're looking for the solution usually in the 10%. Oh, I got this problem. Oh, I got to fix it. Well, a lot of times we can't fix it. We don't know what to do about it. Hence, it becomes an issue. But I have a saying here that I work with, and that says basically nothing changes until energy moves. So I have a lot of people come to me who've been in counseling and have been in therapy and for things, and I don't do counseling, and that I do energy work. So people will come and they'll say, well, I had this one psychologist. She's a psychologist. She came to me and she says, I'm unlucky in love. It just keeps every love affair just causes me more pain. I said, how many have you had? And she says, about 12 of them. And I said, and they were all the same way. Starts out good, in love, think we're going to be together forever. Things starts going downhill, big fights, big breakup, hurt. I said, well, that's a common. So you've heard that before. She's not the only one. And I said, well, do you know where this came from? You know where this pattern? She goes, oh yeah, I know all about it. My dad left my house, left my mom when I was 7, and when he said goodbye to me, he said, I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you. I'm leaving your mom. But I didn't hear the nod. So I've been messed up with this for years. And I go, well, you know all about it, but you haven't been able to do anything about it, right? She goes, yeah, I tried, but I keep falling. And I said, the reason why is because nothing changes until energy moves. So if you got a stuck situation, it's like a garden hose. Remember when we were a kid, we used to spray each other in the summertime with the hose. Well, so you have a garden hose, and the water is flowing through the hose. It's like energy flowing through the hose. Well, if there's a kink in the hose, no matter how much water there is, doesn't matter because it can't get through. And that's the same thing with our energy systems. Our energy systems are like a cup of water. You have a cup of water and I leave it here for 3 weeks. What's going to happen? It's going to get dirty and bugs in it. Because why? Because it's not moving. But if I have water like in a river that's constantly moving, it's clean. And it's the same with our energies. When our energies get stuck or they get out of alignment, it affects our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our behaviors. How can it not? So energy awareness training is about getting you in alignment energetically with who you are and dissolving all the crap that you're not. All the limitations, all the doubts, all the anxiety, all that stuff. It's not who you are. And this was the missing link for me to be able to make the change. Because we were all working in the 10% realm. The personal development industry, by and large, works in the 10% realm of willpower. And, if my 10% is the willpower, but the 90% is the program or is the direction where the energy is going, guess who's going to win every time? So that's why in order to change your life, you've got to change your energy. And the method here is an incredible way to take someone who knows nothing about energy and to start becoming energetically aware. I believe, Yannis, that this is the most important thing a human being can learn on this planet, energy awareness. It should be taught to every kid in school. Why? Because what are we dealing with every moment of it? We're dealing with energy. And if we can only see 10% of it or 20% of it, we're missing out on 80% of life, 80% of things that could help us, achieve our goals or change a bad habit or get rid of old baggage and stuff. So this is what we do in the work.
Mm-hmm. It's mostly like, for example, saying that most of the people are concerned with the actions that they need to do, whereas they first need to change who they really truly are from within, so that then they can proceed and make the big change in their lives.
Yes. It's like the whatever energy pattern you're in, you're going to create more of. So if you see people, a guy who's upset or yelling, or, if you get up on the wrong side of the bed, you think, oh, it's going to be one of those days. Well, you know what? You're in the energy of low vibration. So it is going to be one of those days, because your energy continues to grow and expand. See, our energies are constantly growing and expanding by each thought we think, by each emotion we feel, by each memory that we have. And most of these things, thoughts, memories, emotions, are on automatic. They're on automatics, like we're a machine that comes on. That's why we have patterns, because through the experiences of childhood, through the what they call being handed down by epigenetics, you can hand down emotions through your ancestors. That's a very important, another very important thing that affects us that most people don't realize. That has an effect on us. If you believe in past lives, that can have an effect on us. If if you believe in culture, there's so many things that are influencing our well-being, and we have no idea. So, the 10% of us thinks that we have free will and that life is what we make of it. But it's the 90% inside of us that, unless you go in there and start working it and clearing out all the low vibration energies, it's going to be Groundhog Day every day. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get this. That's beautiful. Many of the people that are watching the podcast, and I'm pretty sure that this is a question that they would love to hear your answer on, are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And for these people, it's making money, building the business, growing the business. And in general, I believe it's the whole concept of abundance around money. So if we consider, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that abundance and your relationship with money is a kind of an energy that you can change and you can use, what kind of advice would you give to entrepreneurs that want to go from the mindset of scarcity, the energy of scarcity, to the energy towards abundance, for example?
Okay, that's a great question, Yannis. Here's what I would say, because I'm an entrepreneur too, and we all grow up with certain beliefs, a belief or a way of thinking about money, about success, about abundance, and to go into business without knowing yourself. Socrates, what did he say? Know thyself. Know thyself. Well, to give you my example, I went into the workforce and I did very well. I made a lot of money while I was trying to prove that I didn't need my existence, my previous upbringing, that I can do it on my own. And I found that there was a limit to what I could do. I always felt unlimited, but you make a certain amount of money every year, or your business gets to be a certain point. And sometimes if you have low vibration energy programming on success or prosperity, and you've got some other issues, you'll see that prosperity leaving. I mean, how many times have people, you made a fortune, or you did really well in work, and you worked hard and you built this wonderful thing, and then all goes away, just disappears. You're like, what? So I'll go back to my statement. Studying energy awareness is the most important thing a businessman can do for himself and for his business, because you have, as a human being, you have factors that are influencing you. And every entrepreneur knows his strengths and he knows his weaknesses. And it's the weaknesses that take people down, not the strength. It's the weaknesses. It's the issues that we haven't handled. It's the voice in our head. It's the old feelings of not being good enough or self-worth. Those are the things that can sabotage the most successful businessmen. And in fact, we see very successful businessmen getting sabotaged a lot of times from sex. They think, well, I'm a successful businessman, and they have mistresses, or they, have go to escorts or whatever. I mean, you take the governor of New York a couple of years ago. Here's a guy who's the number one law enforcement officer in the state. He's the governor, right? He's the governor of the state. married. He's got 2 beautiful children. And the sex energy, which is another strong thing we deal with in energy awareness training, that has to be dealt with. And you have to have a good working relationship with your sexuality. Most of us don't. Most growing up, it's just freaking this thing that we got to deal with. And sometimes we have it control and sometimes it controls us. But any energy out of alignment is low vibration energy. And what do we know low vibration energy creates more of?
More negative.
More low vibration. So
Yeah.
with the example of the governor, what happened was he was allowing low vibration energy to seep into him, to control him, to affect him, because he wasn't energetically aware. This energy of lust, this get something going on the side or cheat on my wife or like this. This is an actual energy that tries to influence you. So in that case, the low vibration energy wanted to influence the governor. Hey, it's okay. Hey, let's fulfill our urges. And if you don't know your thoughts are hacking, you go, yeah, okay. I'll call an escort. Yeah. And you go through this whole thing and you don't recognize you are under the influence of a force that wants to harm you. And you're going along with it because you don't know any better. So what happened? The guy, nothing happened to him for 2 years. 2.5 years, somebody found out about it. And it was a scandal. And he had to resign in disgrace. And he embarrassed his daughters, embarrassed his wife. The wife divorced him. The guy couldn't get elected dog catcher. In fact, I think he ran for something like that again. Nothing. Now, this is an example of what I'm talking about. If I said to him, well, was it worth it? Was it worth, playing around to lose your reputation, to lose your job, to lose your family and be embarrassed? Was it worth it? What do you think you'd say?
No.
Heck no. No freaking way, man. If he says the immortal words that we hear all the time. If only I had known then what I know now, I never would have done it. Right? If only remorse. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you were energetically aware, you would have known. You would have clearly known that step was a low vibration energy, and you would have clearly seen the trap, and you wouldn't have stepped in it. And that's the difference. We're talking about entrepreneurs. You got to know how you run. You got to know what the energies is that are controlling you, and the ones that work for you, keep them, and the ones that you don't like, you want to get rid of them. Because as entrepreneurs, you have to make decisions all the time. Is this a good deal? Is this a good investment? Is this somebody I trust? Is this somebody I want to hire? And most people are only using 30%, 20, 30%. 80 to 90% they're not using. And most of the time, you'll get answers up there that you don't get down here. So whether it's, if you're an entrepreneur, you got to make a decision if you're going to get married. Well, if you get married and you're an entrepreneur and it doesn't work out, guess what? That's a bad business decision. Not even talking about love, it's a bad business decision. Oh, it didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? I don't know. I love it. It's like, didn't work out because you weren't energetically compatible. I'll give you a great example of this, Yannis. The movie Casino. The movie, did you see that movie? It came out some years ago. Great movie. Part of the fun of studying energy awareness training is I give people movie assignments. So once they identify the energy, okay, now watch it coming up. Okay, here it comes. Watch it. You can see. So if you're energetically aware, you can, by and large, predict the future or trends. So would that be of interest to a businessman? You can know, and the guy says, well, you get a crystal ball or something? How does that work out? What you do is you understand that energy is constantly moving. And it has a purpose, a direction, a frequency, and it gives off information. So you'll be able to know when you can spot and read invisible energies where something's going. You can know where it's going. or where it's not going. And you know, for example, one of the things that we teach in energy awareness training is that high vibration energy is a flow. It feels good. It feels natural. Low vibration energy is rush. Come on, it's trying to manipulate. It's trying to force you. Come on. So, for example, if you have a deal, one of the things I teach my business students is, if you have a deal that somebody's going, come on, man, you gotta get this deal. If you don't do it by 5 o'clock, you're gonna lose the deal. What's the matter with you? Come on, I don't like that. Okay, that's low vibration energy. That's coercion. That's manipulation. Now, he may be right. The deal might go off. But what I teach people to do is watch the energy around the person and the place of what you're trying to make a decision on, and you'll clearly see the direction that it's moving in. So in that example, with the used car salesman or the guy who's trying to high pressure you, whoa, that's low vibration energy. And I know low vibration energy is going to give me more. So this is how I'm able to deduce. I want to stay in high vibrational energy. I want to stay happy, joyous, free flowing. I want to win. I don't want to lose. And I want the other guy to win too. So knowing that high vibration energy is easy, it's flowing, it's smooth, it's connected, and that this energy is just the opposite, I'm not going to make that decision, or at least not today. And by and large, usually the things that we get talked into or get coerced or manipulated usually don't work out. That's why the guy has to high pressure us, because there's something wrong with it. But we teach you how to do this. We teach you how to recognize the energies, because let's face it, it's like swimming. It's better to learn how to swim before they throw you overboard, right? Than to learn how to swim once you hit the water. By then, it's too late. So in energy awareness training, hence the word awareness, we're aware constantly. We're interacting with energies. And some of these energies have our best interests, and some of these energies don't have our best interests. And you better know which one's which one, or you could be falling into an energetic trap. And that's why hence I could have called this a lot of different things. I chose the word energy awareness.
Beautiful. Got it. So any human being, any entrepreneur has two energies, okay, let's say. And first of all, we need to be aware of those energies. And if it's a high vibrational energy, we want to embody it and do more of it. And if it's a negative, and if it's a low vibrational energy, we try to get rid of it. My question here is it possible for a low vibrational energy to be transformed somehow into a high vibrational energy, or should we just get rid of it straight away?
No, the energy's got to, it's like, can dirt, it's like asking, can dirt ever become clean? Can dirt ever become clean? No. What we do is we get rid of the dirt, and then we bring the clean in. So, again, another thing that I teach my students is stay away from low vibration energy people, places, things, activities, events. Because if you don't, there's going to be more of that. So I'm very adamant of the energy. Now, of course, sometimes you can't avoid low vibration energy people. Let's say if your boss is low vibration, or you got some people that you work with, and this is why in my training I teach a specific training, what I call platform of exercises, to be able to first of all start cleaning take back your energy. See, when you wake up in the morning and you start your day, you're either controlling your energy or the energy is controlling you. So when people get up and like, oh, okay, another day, I got to get to work. Okay, well, they'll put on their suit, and they'll have breakfast and they'll get in their car on time, but you're missing out the majority of what's going to affect your day, which is your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, which lead to your behaviors. So, in learning the training, part of that is to every day in the morning for about 10, 15 minutes, get rid of all the low vibration energy, and to start getting your own personal energy in alignment, so that when you leave the house, you are vibrating high vibrational energy. You're going to attract more things. And it's amazing. People start seeing results in this, the first few weeks. Just you change your energy, you change your whole life. So I have a saying that I teach my students, and it's this: life doesn't come to you, it comes from you. Life doesn't come to you, it comes from you. So whatever energies you've got going, whatever potential, whatever limitations you have, whatever beliefs of I can or I can't, or I can only have this much, or my father said I'd never make more than this, or do that, all that stuff is influencing you, and it's limiting you to where you are now. So where you are now is your default state. And what we do in energy awareness training is we find out those energies that are keeping you there, dissolve them, and get you energetically aware so you can move into this world with grace and power. So you can know, hey, if you're doing sports, I'm going to use energy. If I'm on a date, I'm going to be using my energy. If I have a meeting in the boardroom with my company, I'm in my energy. I'm going to sleep, I have my energy. It follows you wherever you go. So not to use it, and for me, it's like not using your left arm. I mean, it's there. Why wouldn't you use it? Life's so much better when you can.
True story. Yeah, you're so right. That was a nice point. You also teach your student a kind of meditation which is called release.
It's called EPR, energetic process and release. And for those of you who have found it hard to meditate, this was revealed to me. I had a hard time meditating. I mean, my mind was just going 100 miles, and every time I try to be quiet, it's just going, it was like a bullhorn in my head. But when I developed energetic processing and releasing, it's the ability, first of all, to get present, to get present. See, again, these energies, high vibration wants you to fulfill your full potential, wants you to be happy, wants you to enjoy this life, and wants you to clean, to evolve and awaken and dump all your limitations so that you can move into the highest dimensions of happiness, joy, and peace. Mm-hmm. The other energy wants to stop that. Its job is to block that or to sabotage that. And it does that by creating chaos, confusion, distraction, disruption, separation. Those are 5 key things that if you see confusion, chaos, separation. I mean, look what's happening in Venezuela. That's prime. You see people in chaos. You see people hungry. You see the generals living in estates while the people are digging through garbage cans for food. Man, that's low vibration energy, and that low vibration energy is going to come back on them. Not 100, but 200%. So this is so important, speaking for entrepreneurs, because, one good deal can make you a fortune and one bad deal can take you to the cleaners. So, as an entrepreneur, and especially as an investor, you want to get all the information you can about a person, place, or thing. The more information you have, the more you can make a decision on it. At least you can know if you get the energy of where it's going, that would be better than just, not knowing. I mean, there's so much to learn and so much to discover. I have 10 levels I teach on my online class. I have 10 levels because there's energy awareness in everything we're interested in, relationships, sports, career, social life, dating, you name it. If you're energetically aware, it's going to go a lot better. And if you're not, you're not going to have the hidden edge you could have.
Mm-hmm. True. One last question.
Yes.
Regarding energies, because you mentioned about it like a little bit, like I don't remember, like 10, 20 minutes before, you mentioned at some point sex energy, and I'm very curious to learn more about it and how you can actually harness this kind of energy.
Great. Good question. So I have a whole class dealing with that, dealing with sexuality. First of all, you have to understand that sexuality is an energy, And it comes from a part of us that really doesn't, that really is only interested in physical pleasure. There's a part of us that just looks for physical pleasure, and it looks to procreate. I call it primitive man. Primitive man just wants to eat, wants to sleep, wants to have sex, doesn't care where and how. When it's horny, it doesn't care if the woman's married, doesn't even care if it's a woman, doesn't care about anything. Just you just have to do that. And I believe that we're here, that we're energetic beings, eternal, infinite, energetic beings, according to science, not me. That our energies are infinite and eternal, and they're housed in a physical body. And the physical body has its own rules. And if we think we're our physical body, we're going to suffer, because the body has an endless need of desire. It has an endless desire. In fact, the Buddha said that desire is the root of all suffering. And what he meant doesn't mean if you want something that's going to cause suffering, but what it means is that if you listen to desire of, I need this, I want that, I got to have this, it's like a little kid. Remember when we were little kids and our dad took us to the drugstore and go, Dad, I want that. Dad, I want that. Dad, I want that. He says, no, son, maybe you'll get something a little bit later, but you're not going to get all that stuff. And it's the same thing with our body. Our body says, feed me, give me some sex, let's have a fight, or let's build something, or let's destroy something, like this. And in my training, I teach you how to get that guy under control and how to take charge of that. Because we're here to bring sexuality up. Our sexuality in our bodies are in our lower chakras, and we're meant to build that up. And so much of the media that's come to us that says, well, especially in some of these dating, organizations, did you get the kiss clothes? Did you get the number clothes? Did you get to go home with her clothes? Okay, how many you got? I got 300. You got 200. I got 200. You're dealing with your sex energy, like a chess game, or and it's not like that. So, this is a fascinating and extensive topic, but I'll just say this: the sex act is the most powerful energetic exchange you can have in this world. It's so powerful. I mean, there are a lot of ways to have an energetic exchange, but that way is so powerful. It creates life. And it comes back to high vibration and low vibration. You have something that's neither good or bad. It just is. It's a function of sexuality, function of us. Now, is that going to be are you going to do that and pursue that in low vibration energy? Whereas using it for sport, or using it to validate your manhood, or to feed a desire, to feed the lust desire. And all of us at some point growing up have done that. But we realize, what? That's low vibration energy. People get hurt. People's hearts get broken, or there's consequences, even disease. There's consequences for low vibration energy, sexuality. And some of it seems to be good. It's like, it's like drugs. The low vibration energy wants to give you a momentary pleasure so it can pull you in for long-term suffering.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to repeat that. That's so powerful. The low vibration energy wants to give you a quick hit of pleasure so it can pull you in for long-term suffering. This is where addictions come from. Hey, if you just have a glass of wine, man, you'll take the edge off. Yeah, or just do a toot and feel good, or if you really want to escape, just give yourself a shot of heroin. It's like, nobody in their rational mind would become an addict. They say, just once. What's the harm? Just once. So I sleep with this girl. Okay, I'm really not into her, but I'm horny. So just once. What's the deal? And so it lures you in, and then after a while you keep doing it, because if you have a desire and it feels good, what do you want to do? You want to do it again. You have a desire, you want to do it again. Well, that's how the low vibration energy sucks you in. So whenever you've been burned, it's because you got an initial hit of pleasure, and then it came with 10 pounds of pain. So sexuality is something that we need to deal with, not from an adolescent. See, a lot of the dating sites, they approach it like you're 16 or 17 years old. You know, we need an approach to sexuality from grown, mature men who wants to be responsible and take care of yourself. See, I want you to take care of yourself. I want to take care of myself. I don't want to do things that are going to harm me. And you can see that sexuality has been the source of pain for almost every man walking around, and women too. Yeah. And that's because it wasn't respected as the energy that it is, and there weren't safeguards that at least a man has to have. You know, because the temptation for low vibration energy sexuality everywhere, man. You know, porn on the internet, billboards, TV, magazines. And it's all trying to manipulate you to go, yeah, if you buy this, you'll be sexy. If you'll do this, you'll get the girl. You know, and it's all baloney. But this is how you can recognize, this energy is trying to manipulate me. This energy is trying to get me in the low vibration energy. I'm not going to go there. So there are roadmaps. If I can sum it up, there are roadmaps. If you're energetically aware in this world, you learn that there are maps to get you to safety, and that there are minefields all around. And our objective is to stay away from the minefields and to be able to move into the place of fulfillment. And that's that's the ultimate goal of my work, to end suffering as the time is, and to end emotional suffering. Yes, it can be done in this lifetime. It can be done, at least to bring it down 90% so that people have the tools. And second, for you to, once you let go of the anchor and the rocks that are pulling you down, then you can move into your higher self and your full potential, who you came to this earth to be, or to do, or to contribute. And that's the fulfillment, and that's available. And I'm here getting the message out and ringing the bell about it, so to speak.
This was just beautiful. This was beautiful. Something really quick as a last question as well, because you mentioned drugs and sex addiction and everything. Specifically for entrepreneurs, I believe that there are so many of them that because they're overworking, because they hustle all day long, what they're trying to do is at some time they try to find a way to escape reality by doing drugs, by having alcohol, by having like, porn addiction and sex addiction as well. How is like your releases, your kind of meditation and the energy training helps those people that are fighting with this escapism?
Great question. Well, first of all, when you become energetically aware, you understand that everything works in cycles. You know, it's morning, and then it becomes afternoon, and then late afternoon, then early evening, then late evening, etc. And we have cycles in our body. So, first of all, I look at a lot of guys work from negative emotions. They work from, oh my God, I'm going to be broke, or I got to keep doing this, or to keep a good reputation. And anything that's done in low vibration energy is going to hurt you. So it's important for everybody to recognize that there's two states that we're either in. Every human being is either in a love and healing state, or we're in a fear, anxiety, fight or flight state. So we either walk around with fear, going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now? Oh, I got to pay this bill. Life's just, I'm walking around this energy, or I'm walking around happy, joyful, fulfilled, free, because I'm doing the energy training. I don't have stuff inside me. I don't have heaviness. I don't have worry. Why? Because I cleared it all out. Now, as an entrepreneur, you have a body. And that body will work for you if you stay in energetic harmony with it. If you start abusing it, doing drugs, not sleeping, not eating right, pushing the candle at both ends, okay? Now you're taking your body into high stress and anxiety zone, and also known as fight or flight. And what happens is that in that state, the body thinks it's under attack, or it may be threatened. Just like if a bear comes walking in the room here, your body will take over and shut down every function in your body that isn't going to fight the bear, or is it going to flee from the bear, or is it going to freeze from the bear. So ultimately what you see with entrepreneurs who do those things is they get burnt out and they crash. And you saw that with the guy on the Wolf of Wall Street. The guy just, he was a hard worker and he was doing stuff, but he wasn't respecting the energetic laws of the body. You got the energetic laws of the body, of our energy body and our physical body. And if you break those laws, you might be able to get away with it for a little while, but you're going to suffer. So it makes more sense. See, this is the new paradigm. Energy awareness training, what you learn and what you apply every day for 10, 15 minutes in the morning, and maybe you do a little bit at night, that gives you the awareness to stay in harmony and in sync and in balance. And that's what we're talking about. You do drugs, you stay up late, you go on benders, you're going to be out of balance. And that balance, if you stay up all night, 2 nights in a row, or even one night, the body's going to need that sleep. Your just body is going to need that sleep later in the week. Yeah. So the new method is take care of yourself and be energetically aware. So as an entrepreneur, we have certain times when we're productive and when we get things done, and we have certain times when we don't get things done. It's the way the energy works. So rather than taking your energy off balance, learn how to maintain the energy cycles. And if a couple of nights you need to stay up all night, you can use your energy naturally without caffeine or uppers to stay awake. The energy will serve you, and there's so many things you can do with it. So that's what I would tell your high-powered guys. There's a difference between making money and being able to keep it. And you've got to be in sync. You've got to be in balance and in sync to keep it for long term. And that means being energetically aware.
Nice. Yeah. Legendary response. Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't have any more questions regarding the energy, but I do have 5 quick questions that I ask every entrepreneur that I interview, and I'd love to get to hear your insights. Number 1 question: who's your role model? And if you had the opportunity to meet him, what question would you ask him?
I actually did have a role model, and he was a master of energy, and I love him very much. He's no longer on the planet. His name was Master Choa Kok Sui. And I got to ask an enlightened being questions to my heart's desire. So he was an amazing man, and he loved me very much, and I loved him, and I'm very grateful for it. So I did have, and I asked him, what's it all about? And he goes, it's all about the energy, bro. He didn't say bro, but you want to learn how this world works, study energy. And then he began to show me the different dimensions and to demonstrate the energy. He was an extraordinary guy.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Another one, which is one of my favorite topics, is about daily habits, morning routines. And you talk a little bit about that a little bit, before, but do you have any specific kind of routine that you follow every single morning when you wake up?
Abso-freaking-lutely. That's part of that's the cornerstone of energy awareness training. Right. When you wake up, you recognize that your energy is all discombobulated, because you're starting a new energy cycle from sleep. Sleeping is an energy cycle, and awaking is an energy cycle. So you must, if you're energetically aware, do the processes that I teach. First off, to get rid of that negative energy, to get rid of that voice, and to process any thoughts that are bugging you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so important. You know, whenever we have a thought or a feeling that we don't like, we stuff it down. We stuff it down, and that means you're making a low vibration energy deposit in your energy body. So absolutely important to clean that every morning, to get your energy in alignment and connect to the high vibrational energies. And I teach that every day, 7 days a week, to be able to do that. And then throughout the day, there are different energy exercises you can do to clean up, you know, maybe after lunch or going through any kind of challenge. You can automatically get your energy right. So this is and it's a training to constantly monitor your energy. I mean, why wouldn't your energy is the one that makes you your money? Your energy is the one that, you know, gets your girlfriend or your wife to like you. You know, your energy is what gives you your life. So why not concentrate on making that energy the best it can be? It just makes sense to me.
Yeah. Nice one. I like for me specifically, like morning routines and having those sets of habits like literally changed me from being, you know. And now you talk about, you know, energy. It makes more sense how I had this transition over my life, you know, from being unproductive and a huge procrastinator. The moment I started my day by implementing small habits, I just suddenly saw, like, you know, a click, like everything changed. And now that you talk about energy, I can kind of understand how this transition happened. It's really interesting, actually.
It really is. And when you start to get your energy working for you and you know it, it's incredible. It's like, wow. It's like a whole new level of living your life, and stuff just starts happening. When you're energetically connected, things just start happening. You know, coincidences, synchronicities, and you go, wow. You get to a point where it's like, there's no doubt. You know, energy happening all the time, and it's great. And it's something that I wish for everyone to be able to have that to be able to live their life at their full potential.
Amen to that. All right. Favorite quote, if you have one on your mind?
Yeah. My favorite quote is my quote: "Nothing changes until energy moves." That's my quote. You got a problem? Nothing's going to change until energy moves. I don't care what it is. It's applicable. You got a relationship problem? Nothing changes until energy moves. You got a boss that's paying nothing changes. You want to go travel, but you feel stuck? Nothing changes until energy moves. And that's really a powerful thing, so that you get out of your head. See, this is the danger zone for us when we're in our heads thinking. The low vibration energy loves for you to think. Wants you to think all day long. Think. Because there's a jungle in your head going, oh, I don't know, what should I do about this? I don't know. Especially the low vibration energy loves it when you ask questions you don't know the answer to. Well, like, oh, what's going to happen with this thing? Where's this thing going? I don't know. I should know, but I don't know. You're just going round and round and round. And pretty soon the low vibration energy starts pulling you down. You should know. Why don't you know? What's wrong with you? You never were smart. You're probably going to screw it up again. So this is what it means. You got to watch that. And it's something that only comes with daily vigilance, you know, being energetically aware. And if you're energetically aware, wow, you know, it's interesting in sports too, because if you remember the Super Bowl a couple of years back, I forget which teams they were, but there was one team that was just dominating the whole first half. I mean, just touchdown. I think it was 36-0 at halftime. 36-0. What, are you kidding me? It's a blowout. But in the world of energy, never say never. So in the second half, you know, the second half was completely different. The team that scored no points suddenly was scoring. And the team that scored all those points couldn't score another point. Boom. And then at the end of the game, the opposite team won. The second half team won. What happened? This is very interesting. What happened? It was the same stadium. They were the same players. It was the same crowd. It was the same football field. But what changed from the first half to the second half? Only one thing. What was it?
Energy.
Right. The energy.
Yeah.
The energy shift. And when you see the energy shift, you go, oh my God, I can see it. You can see the momentum at where it's going. And you want your momentum to go where you want it to go, not where anybody else wants it to go. So this is about taking charge of your life. This is what I call the new paradigm. And this is for people who are really interested in state-of-the-art personal growth, expansion, and learning something that's head and shoulders above anything out there. I really encourage you to learn all about energy awareness training, and it can help you. It can help you greatly. We teach it in various ways. I have a premium coaching where I'm able to coach people one-on-one. When my schedule, I've got a full schedule, but I have openings from time to time. It's the best way to learn. There's also online trainings that you can take to learn about all the different methods, and there are even quickie courses that you can take to learn more about this. So we're making it available to everyone, whatever tier they want to learn this at. But I guarantee you, whatever way you choose to learn it, 6 months from now, you'll be blown away, like all the people who study it, like I was, like you were, like our friends were, etc. So
what's the best way for people to reach out to you, get to know about your work, and see about your courses and consulting?
Okay, well, they can go to energiawarenesssecrets.com, Energy Awareness Secrets, or Secret, I own them both.com. They can go there. If anybody wants to write me personally and is interested in the premium coaching process, they can write to me at energytitan@gmail.com. Energy Titan, one word, energy, Titan, energytitan@gmail.com for more information on that. And I'm on the web. I have a YouTube channel, and I'm on Instagram, Facebook. We have groups. We got lots going on. So I'd love to have you join us, and be happy to fill you in more on what it takes to be energetically aware.
Mm-hmm. And I think that you also do like one free masterclass, live masterclass per week or something.
I do. I think I'm doing one this afternoon. My assistant schedules me for different. I do a Facebook Live usually on Sundays. I'm traveling this week, so I won't be doing that. But I like to open it up and have people join me for Facebook Lives. I'll be doing the Instagram also, because this is such a big world. What do you want to talk about? Energy in athletics, energy in sex, energy in money, energy in health, energy in weather. Hey, you name it. Energy in politics. You name it. It applies. So we'll be doing that. So if you stay in touch with us, be happy to fill you in on all our activities. Mm-hmm. Energytitan@gmail.com is our where you can write us.
That's beautiful. Guys, definitely check the email and hop on a call or a mentorship program with Glenn. I highly recommend you guys doing this. And Glenn, in order to close this episode, what is the one advice that you want to give to the people that managed to watch this 1 hour interview with you? What's your one advice in order to become the best version of themselves?
You change your energy, you change your life. You become energetically aware, you will live the life you've imagined, because all of your energies will be headed in the right direction instead of where people are now. Half of them's going one way and half of them's going the other. So you want to know how to make changes, you want to make money, you want to have a great life, you want to have peace of mind. study energy awareness training and this wonderful world of energy, and you'll be glad you did.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time and for the beautiful insights and value bombs.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure to be on your show. I really enjoy your energy too, Yannis.
Appreciate it, mate. Guys, thank you very much for watching as well, and I'll see you all next week for one more episode. Have a good one.